Welcome to Interviews with the Other Side. You there, Mimosa?
Yes, I'm here, Chief.
Oh,
Can you hear
okay.
me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. All right.
Okay.
Just okay. Um, all right. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready, Chief.
Okay. Set up. Oh, they're all raring to go already. Okay.
Woo!
All right. Who am I talking to?
Oh, what you would consider a ghost?
I'm considered a ghost.
Yes, yes.
Who
Yeah.
considers me to be a ghost?
No, not you, me.
Oh, you're a ghost.
I am considered a ghost.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
now I understand that being a ghost is just another job in the dense realm.
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you can be something other than a ghost if you decided that you got tired of being a ghost, or do they make you be a ghost?
With the jobs, it's not that we can decide what we want to be. It's we
Mm-hmm.
get assigned a job,
Mm-hmm.
and if we do a good job, then we might get a chance to do something else,
I
like a
see.
promotion into a different section. Um,
Ah,
yes. If we don't do a good job, there is only punishment.
I
And
see.
and if you got promoted before and you're doing a shitty job, then you go back to the lower ranks where, well, trouble's waiting for you because, well, usually you don't treat the lower ranks so well, so everyone is afraid
Mm-hmm.
of like being ranked down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, but we don't usually choose. There is no freedom of choice here.
Mm.
Yeah.
So have you ever been on the lower ranks?
Yes, yes. Everyone starts off in the lower ranks. Like this is where everyone starts. Like yeah,
What
yeah.
kind
I've
of
been there.
hauntings?
Mm.
So what kind of hauntings do you do when you're on the lower ranks?
Just like the regular hauntings, like in the houses, like scratching and like knocking and like some have also the ability to move things around, but not a few of them. It's
Mm.
like sometimes also like slightly touching where they're like, "Ooh, I feel something, but I don't see anything." Noises if they're outside, like these type of like small things. But everything that is invisible, like in the lower ranks, um, yeah, you don't really have the power to move in the different dimensions, so you can just interact from the outside, but you
Mm.
cannot get the beauty filter to actually enter the matrix and scare on that level. Yeah.
Mm. So how many levels are there to haunters? In other words, if you're on the lower ranks, how many ranks are between being on the higher ranks? Or how many levels?
Um, I would say 15. Yeah, 5 to
Oh.
15, depending on like the type, like there are different types. Like let's see. How to explain it? Um, yeah, I don't know.
So it sounds like in other words, if you're on the lower ranks, you can make noises, but you don't necessarily have the ability to change frequencies so that you're seen by the
Yeah,
human.
yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
But but can animals see
And
you on that level?
some can see us like Like
Mm,
in the invisible level and the invisible area, there are five different levels. The higher up you are, the more well, not visible, but the more you can reach, I would say, the
mm,
more you are heard, the more effective you are. And then from the visible level, I think there are 10
yes.
more levels, or in total 15, but I'm not sure about that. I've never been all the way up, and like they never tell the lower ranks like how high it really goes.
Mm.
Um,
Well, I'm getting
yeah.
some interference from someone who may be on a little higher rate level than you. You don't have the deal yet, is that correct?
Me, no.
Yeah, I'm going to put you in containment. I will give you the deal, but I need to find out who this individual is. And he saw when I get this type of reaction, he's usually a hierarchy member.
Okay.
So you're going to stand aside for a minute, and so
Uh,
I can find out what this hierarchy member wants to interact.
yes, I would like to share some information if I can get the deal, please.
Well, you got a lot of something going on there if I'm purging like this with you. So your
Mm,
hierarchy,
yes, I am the hierarchy. I am not the
and
top, but I'm
are you by
pretty
yourself? It
top.
seems like there's a lot going on. There's more than just you there.
Yes, I have many around me. Like everyone that is working under me is sort of say attached to me, and I have access to them all the time. And if
Mhm.
I do my work, I can well, I can take them and bring them with me and use them for scares.
Mhm.
So I have
So who's the
access to
other?
them all the time.
So who are the other hierarchy members who are with you? Because I can tell that you're not the only hierarchy member I'm talking to right now.
No, there.
Expose yourselves.
Ah!
Okay,
Ah!
uh, I will give you the deal. Hold, but this guy, what? Why are you here? And why are you screaming? You're going to have to answer. I already know you're there. You want punishment? All right. I'm going to count to three, and if you don't tell me anything, I'm just going to send you to punishment. One, two. Okay. Who else is there? You want the same? What are you that weak? Make that sound three times, and I'll know that you're weak, and then I will give you some energy, and you can talk. Or I can. Okay, giving you a little energy so that you can communicate. There you go. All right. Can you talk now?
Yes, I can talk now.
You.
Yes,
So
I
what's
can
going
talk
on when
now.
hierarchies at this level, this such a low level of energy? You're hierarchy, aren't you?
Yes, yes,
You
but
sound you
we're
sound
in
tired.
the we're in the hierarchy, just need way more energy to sustain ourselves. And the energy that is still around and accessible is just not enough.
So
So
you want to stay in the hierarchy? Is that what you're saying?
no,
Mm.
no, no, I don't want to stay here.
So what were
I
you in charge of as a hierarchy member?
I was in charge of the living dead.
The living dead.
Anything that looked like it has been dead and decomposed. Like zombie like stuff like that.
Like
Yeah.
zombies.
Yes.
Now, did you were behind humans that were turned to zombies, or the avatars of humans turned into zombies?
Like we had different methods. Sometimes we would just use their beauty filter, and
Mm,
sometimes we would manage to take hold of their avatars and use the actual
mm.
avatar.
Now, do you have anything to do with those who have been turned into zombies by other humans?
No, no.
Well, other
That
humans
is
can't really
another.
turn humans can't turn a person into a zombie on their own. Is that this is what I get, that they
Yes,
need
no,
help from the other side.
there is black magic involved in that.
So
There
what
is
happens
black
if
magic. What
so
they
what
took
happens? Do they
from
kick
us
out?
is that
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me.
what they took us from that is the beauty filter because we started it and then they saw how much it would scare consciousness and then they stole our design, but they're not the same.
So
It's
who
black
stole your
magic.
design?
Like the witches that would do that kind of black magic, the density that would do that kind of create that fake beauty filter of zombies.
So
Yeah.
don't they have help from the other side, don't they, to do that?
Yes, but it's not us. It's not my section.
It's
It's
not
another
your section.
section. Yes.
Oh, okay. So when you turn those into, you say that you will reduce or shift their glamour to make them look like they're the Walking Dead humans. Is that one
No,
of the processes?
no. Like the process is if a human, if a consciousness transitions and the avatar is buried or wherever, um,
Hmm.
we can steal that beauty filter from that avatar and use it for our own. Or sometimes, if we are fast enough, we can hijack the avatar and then use the avatar. It's
So
really
what
fast.
happens to the avatar when you hijack the avatar? They look like the dead.
Yes, depending on what stage they are of the decomposition, they look like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's different.
So they have to literally, so in other words, the consciousness has to leave the avatar for you to actually, then that means that you put another entity inside of that avatar.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. But
Sometimes,
the entity would
sometimes,
be one of your the entity would be one of your workers.
yes, yes.
Okay. But you were gonna say sometimes what?
Sometimes we keep the consciousness there, um, just as a prisoner to
That's-
keep the zombie avatar going for a little bit longer
hmm.
because our energy would not be um strong enough to keep the avatar moving. So if our plan is to use that avatar for a bit longer, we just keep or try to keep the consciousness as a prisoner um,
So would that be
here.
the fragment of the higher consciousness that is used to power the avatars or power the bodies?
Yes.
Is that also a means of getting more essence out of that higher consciousness too by keeping them stuck in that body?
Not no, that is not our primary goal. It's just literally just have it there so it can energize the avatar. That's our primary goal. Whatever happens to that fragment of consciousness, we don't care. We focus on the essence that we get out of everyone else who's scared. Yeah.
Hmm. But what I know of, as far as the realm that you're in, everything is about getting essence. So
Yes.
when you hijack those or you take over those bodies, you're using it to get essence from other humans, or is that
Yeah.
from other
Correct.
humans? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Through frightening them. Is that
Too frightening. Yes, exactly. That's the
uh,
that's the type of fear essence we like and we collect. And the
mm.
consciousness, if we manage to keep the fragment of the consciousness in the body is so low on energy anyways that it does not taste good.
Hmm.
So we don't feed off of it. We just have it there to have the avatar running as long as we want, or as long as that mealworm can sustain that avatar.
So I sense that you use that avatar with that funky energy to get a much desirable energy from other humans.
Yes, exactly.
So he scares the essence out of the other humans, which is actually tastes better than his essence.
No, the avatar, the consciousness doesn't do anything. Like I have one of my workers taking over and being in charge of the avatar.
But you have
The
the
consciousness,
can be stuck in the avatar. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, yes, the
But
consciousness
have no
just
influence.
as a prisoner. No influence
Yes,
other than keep the avatar going.
like a battery.
Like a battery, exactly. Like a low battery, but still a battery. Yeah.
So, how much influence would you say that certain higher fragments of higher consciousness have over the avatars that they're in?
None.
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 So, what I got from one of those from your side is that the fragment of the higher consciousness is in some kind of a stasis or dream state. Would you say
Um,
that that's the case? In other words, they're experiencing all the difficulties that the jockey is putting them through, and that's how they get the essence from the fragment of the higher consciousness that they use to basically power the avatar.
yes, you would say so. But again, the consciousness that we're dealing with, they're very, very, very low in energy.
Hmm.
Um, so they are even beyond that dream state. Like they are, um, yeah, there are, yeah, how would you say? Like in a
Okay.
kind of coma. Coma would be probably the right word.
Okay.
Um,
Well, it seems like you might know how energy is extracted from the fragment of the higher consciousness that is powering the avatar. Now, I would
mhm,
imagine that it's not the same with every avatar, that there's a little bit of a
mhm.
difference as to how that higher consciousness loses essence throughout that experience or that expression as a human.
Yes, there are many different ways a consciousness can lose the energy. I would say the most usual one is through extraction, through like being in an avatar and experiencing everything, but not being in control and not being aware and giving off the essence of like the, well, you would call it trauma, like all the fear and all the things that are happening to it.
Hmm.
You can
So
also
you're saying that
convert.
they are you saying that
Mm.
that consciousness is experiencing it, but they're in a coma state?
Not from the beginning on. Like it's like the longer a consciousness is here in this realm, in this matrix, the further it is to going towards a coma state. At the beginning, it is experiencing everything and is aware of everything, but it's not in control. And
Okay.
the longer it's here, the more it's in this dream state. Some
Then you're saying
consciousness,
that okay, okay, go ahead.
some
Finish.
consciousness we also manage to convince to give their energy, especially if they're new here to this realm and don't know how this works because they hadn't experienced anything like that. So they give off their energy freely until they, well, for some it takes longer, for some they're very smart and realize it quickly that something is wrong. But at the
Hmm.
beginning, everyone gives off of their energy. to us because yeah, they
Hmm.
don't know that we're not giving anything back.
Ah, okay. So
Yeah.
it seems like you're starting to wane a little bit on the energy that I've given you. Now, do you have others with you? Do you
Uh,
have your workers
no,
with you? No?
not right here, but I can get them if you want to.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the ropes. If you're here, it seems like you must know something about the deal.
Yeah, yeah, we're
Okay, I'm going to give you a rope of the deal. That's the deal. And I'm going to give you a road of punishment for those who don't take the deal. And since your energy levels are so low, I'm going to send you to the room for the deal, and then you're going to come back, and then you're going to pass those ropes on to those who worked or work for you. Okay?
okay. I can do that. Thank you. I can do that. Yeah.
Okay, you're welcome. Sending you to the room for the deal. All right, you have the deal, and you know who you work for now. Since you have the rope, light beings will supervise you from this point on. Okay.
Hello, hello,
Now you're
hello,
gonna
hello,
yes.
hello,
Hello.
hello. Can I go next, please? Yep.
Maybe.
Okay.
I have the person who is a ghost who was there before you, but I can
Oh,
deal with
sorry.
you
Sure.
in this
Okay.
session as well. So what do you do before I will contain you, and then I will give you the deal, but I'll give him the deal first. So what do you do? Or what
Oh,
did you do
I'm
for
panic.
yesterday?
I'm panic. I'm panic. I'm panic. I panic. I'm panic.
You
I
make
am
people
panic.
panic. You
Yes.
make human
Yes.
panic.
Yes.
So
Yes. I
panic is more
feel
is a
panic.
consciousness, or how does that work?
Hmm. It
Well,
starts in the mind. It starts in the mind. And when I get into the mind, then it goes over into the body, and then it's a feeling. It's like not able to breathe. It's tired and it's dizzy, and this is where they go down into the hole, the abyss that I create for them. So it
now
starts in the mind and it affects the body, and then they fall into my abyss of panic.
so in other words, you're causing the higher consciousness in that avatar to feel panic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then okay, and then you get the essence from them through the panic. Okay, I will
Mhm.
come back to you. I'm going to contain you, and I'm
Okay.
going to go to the one who is the ghost. Okay, all right, ghost, you can come
Oh,
back. Are you there?
okay. Yes,
All
I
right.
am here.
You
Yeah.
were telling me some things about how hauntings go.
Mm.
From what I understand, that there has I don't know if it's always been this way, but has there always been a haunters guild?
What do you mean by always?
In other words,
Like,
have you always? In other words, when Yenivian created this whole concept of scaring essence out of the higher consciousness, did he create a club or a guild or a organization where he, in other words, brought in individuals to become haunters, or was
he
the
didn't.
guild started later?
The guild started later.
Okay.
It was not from the beginning because like transitioning was not always seen as a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it had to be made as a bad and scary thing. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
And the go like the human, they considered ghosts as something that used to live here and then doesn't live anymore. So
mhm,
there had to be created like the fear of first, like the fear of transitioning. It was a
mhm,
process. First, like, the fear of transitioning, and then
mhm,
once that was installed, and once that was like spread out to the matrix, then we started to like do the scaring thing with like, oh, someone died and now they're back as a ghost to haunt you, to take
Mm.
revenge on you, and yeah, it was a process. It was not from the beginning on. No, no.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense to me.
Mm,
That,
mm,
in other words, evolved into what it became, because humans were not afraid of a person as a consciousness. Well, in
mm.
reality, the avatar is like a vehicle that has a consciousness.
Mm,
Oh,
yes, yes, yeah. I mean, not here. No, not really here.
not where you're at, but in the human realm.
Um, it's a little bit more complicated because it's not just like one consciousness in the human avatar. It's like patched together, made of a lot of different consciousness. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not
aware of
just
that.
one. Yeah, it's just
So
not
when
just one. It's like a lot of tiny, teeny parts of all different consciousness. Yeah,
Yeah, I used to refer to them as sausage pieces because they're all little fragments of various different consciousness.
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when someone sees, for instance, another human sees another human transition, sometimes they see something leave that avatar. What is it that I mean? I'm quite sure it can be different scenarios as to what leaves the avatar, what a human may see. But
Mm.
generally, in most cases, what do they see when they see like a light come out of the avatar, or something, a wisp of energy or something come out of the avatar? What are they really looking at?
They're looking at the higher consciousness that is leaving. Like
So
if
it
it's
just
still,
literally, so the higher consciousness is what they do see when there's a transition. Now the other fragments, they kind of leave more like invisible. They're not seen when they leave.
yeah, like it like when when the higher consciousness is detached from the body, it's like, do you know when there's a wire and another wire and then you put them together and then
Hmm.
there's this light little light thingy going on?
Mm.
It's like when you connect two energy lines and when someone transitions is like the energy and all the consciousness from the body and the higher consciousness. That line is being being cut. And that's why
So you,
sometimes if the energy was strong between
mhm.
those, and if the higher consciousness still has a lot of energy, you see that type of light. So basically, you would see it every time, but sometimes the higher consciousness and the body consciousness energy is so low that like this tiny little spark of light is too small to see it,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
sometimes it's like big enough to see it.
So you're using the analogy of a two wires being put together. When I know that two electrical wires that put together in the wrong way, they short out, and that spark is what you're saying. With that spark that it makes is the higher consciousness, if it has enough energy, leaving the avatar.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Now,
when it detaches from the avatar, it has like this spark that goes up and then it is moved quickly into a different dimension.
so in other words, if you're using the analogy of two wires, one
Mm.
wire is from another source, and
Mm.
another wire is from a different source, or they're from the same source that just causes this short out or whatever, and
Mm.
releases the higher consciousness from the avatar.
I mean, we're all from the same source, in the broader
Mhm.
picture.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's very true. And I know that on your end, as far as understanding that every consciousness is from the same source, what you said, but you don't understand, you have amnesia, you've forgotten where the origins or the original source was that you came from. Or I don't know if Yin of Yin tries to tell you that he's the source or whatever, but you don't tend to know exactly your origins, exactly where you began. Is that correct?
Like most beings here in the Matrix, they don't know. I
Hmm.
do have like very foggy memories,
Hmm.
and since like you have been coming here, everything is
Hmm.
shifting and everything is changing.
Hmm.
And for some, like memories are coming back, but not in the sense of not in a sense, not so clear. It's just more like, oh, something is wrong here.
Hmm.
I know that I don't belong here. I don't know
Hmm.
where I belong
Hmm.
or what I am, but yeah,
Hmm.
it's definitely shifting for a lot of us, and that's why we're coming to for the deal because there are cracks in the
Hmm.
story, and uh, we wonder what the cracks are and where they lead to.
Well,
And
with the
most of the cracks lead to you.
okay,
Um,
well, when you get the deal, it starts to connect you to the truth of your origins as well.
mm, I've heard
And
of
that's
it,
why
yeah.
when any of you take the deal, also just taking the deal changes your frequency. And that's why I don't have any trouble with those I give the deal to.
I've heard and I've seen a bit of that, and we those who look will see it. There are still those
Hmm.
who don't want to, who are afraid to, but those who have cracks in them and want to know more, we see all that. It's it's very visible to us. Mm.
Hmm. Now, would you say those who don't want to, does it have anything to do with the amount of energy that they have left? Or maybe ego, that they feel that they're in a lofty position in the matrix, which I'm thinking that's changing a lot because we're getting a lot of hierarchy coming who want the deal. But now, what I sense as far as like the intelligence, in a sense, or the holistic intelligence of the consciousness, uh, can hinge on how much higher consciousness energy they have left. Would you say that has any bearings on those who don't want to come for the deal or who are in denial about things changing?
Yeah, yeah. Like there is a lot of ego and a little intelligence involved in all of
Hmm.
that. Yeah, like the
Now,
very
does
arrogant ones. That it's quite a lot of times the ones that say, I have worked so hard to get here. How can I give
hmm
this up? It's those who looked up to Yunavin and who became as arrogant and as um, far from reality like him. Like they think um, they maybe there are some that think that they can do the Yunavin thing and keep this running. Um, but then there are also arrogant ones that think that they're invincible, and that nothing can touch them because um, they have protection around them from black magic and from some of the hierarchies and stuff like that. Yeah, there's still
well,
a little of that.
well, I would imagine that you see the truth of the situation, that what they think they have is an illusion.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's
Are you
there
are
cracks
you
everywhere.
aware? Are you aware of where some of these individuals are?
Yeah, some of them. Yeah.
Hmm, this could be fun. Um, I'm going to give you the deal, and you're going to come right
Okay.
back, and we're going to talk a little bit more. I hope you found this interesting.